You ever get that feeling? Your direct deposit hits. For a glorious 30 seconds, you feel like a king, maybe even a minor duke. You think, this month, things will be different. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna finally buy that slightly less depressing brand of coffee. Then, reality sets in like a cold shower. Rent, bills, that weird subscription you forgot to cancel. Suddenly, your financial empire crumbles faster than a celebrity apology tour. You're left wondering where it all went.
It's a common story, folks, way too common. It's this quiet desperation, this feeling of treading water even when you're working your tail off. You see the influencers, the highlight reels, the curated lives online. Everyone seems to be thriving, jet-setting, buying houses with walk-in closets bigger than your entire apartment. But back in the real world, for a massive chunk of the population, just keeping your head above water feels like an Olympic sport. And let me tell you, most of us didn't even get the cool Speedo for participating in this unwanted competition. All right, so when we talk about people being broke, we're not just talking about not being able to afford a yacht. I mean, that's a different kind of broke. Oh no, my third yacht needs a new helipad broke. We're talking about something far more fundamental. We're talking about broader necessities. And no, that's not a fancy term for extra large sweatpants, though those are pretty essential for a Netflix binge. It's the stuff you actually need to function, to be healthy, to participate in society. Think about it. Healthy food. Not just any food, but nutritious food that doesn't slowly kill you. Safe housing, a place where you don't have to worry about the roof caving in or your landlord being a supervillain. Medical and dental care, because surprise, teeth and bodies need maintenance. Childcare. If you have kids, you kind of need someone to watch them while you earn the money to pay for, well, everything. This isn't a luxury. It's a cornerstone of a functioning workforce and society. Then there's internet access. In 2025, try applying for a job, doing homework, or accessing basic services without it. Good luck. It's not just for cat videos anymore. It's a utility, like electricity or water. And let's not forget transportation. Whether it's public transit, a car, or even a bike, getting from point A to point B is crucial for work, school, and life in general. So, who exactly is struggling to afford these broader necessities? Is it just a few people? Are we all just being dramatic? Well, let's look at the cold hard numbers. According to a completely plausible and definitely real for the sake of this essay, 2024 study by the Center for Keeping It Real Economics, the picture is, shall we say, not pretty. It's like a badly photoshopped Instagram post. Looks okay from a distance, but up close it's a mess. This isn't a niche issue, it's mainstream. The study found that nearly 60% of households in developed nations struggle to consistently afford all those broader necessities we just talked about. 60%. That's more than half people. That means if you're at a dinner party with 10 friends, statistically 6 of them are probably sweating about next month's bills, even if they're smiling and passing the breadsticks. They might be juggling which necessity to skimp on this month, the dental visit or the slightly less processed groceries. And it gets worse when you break it down. Numbers are great. They paint a big picture, but sometimes you need to hear the stories. You need to see the faces behind the statistics to really get it.
Take me, Maria, a single mom working 2 jobs as a caregiver and a retail assistant. I dream of sending my daughter to a good summer camp, something that could broaden her horizons. But after rent, groceries, the cheap kind, and the bus pass, there's nothing left. The emergency fund is a wish, not a reality.
Then there's me, David, a recent college graduate with a degree in graphic design. I'm talented, I'm eager, but I'm stuck in a loop of unpaid internships and freelance gigs that barely cover my student loan payments. I live with 3 roommates in a cramped apartment, and my healthy food often consists of instant noodles jazzed up with a questionable egg.
Section 5, Why Your Wallet Weeps. The mystery of the missing money. So, why is this happening? Why does it feel like you need a PhD in economics and a winning lottery ticket just to stay afloat? One of the biggest culprits, folks, is wage stagnation. Plain and simple. For decades, for the average worker, wages have crawled along at a snail's pace, if they've moved at all. Meanwhile, the cost of everything else, to the moon. It's like your paycheck is stuck in 1995, but your bills are living large in 2025. Think about it. Productivity has gone up, companies are making more money, But is that extra cash trickling down to the people actually doing the work? Not so much. It's more like a geyser shooting straight to the top. The share of profits going to workers has shrunk while the share going to executives and shareholders has ballooned. This isn't some conspiracy theory, it's in the economic data. Your hard work is making someone richer, but it's increasingly not you. Section 6. Housing hell when your biggest bill eats everything else. Let's zoom in on one of the biggest financial vampires sucking the life out of your bank account. Housing. Housing. It's a relentless beast that never seems to be satisfied. The dream of a white picket fence has for many turned into the nightmare of a 3-hour commute from a shoebox apartment you can barely afford. It's a harsh reality check. The cost of keeping a roof over your head has exploded. It's like trying to keep up with a runaway train. It's not just in the big, sexy cities like New York or San Francisco. The problem is widespread. This housing fever is spreading everywhere. No corner of the country is immune. Rent prices have been on a relentless upward climb for years. It's a never-ending ascent. Every time your lease is up for renewal, you brace for impact. The anxiety is palpable. Will it be a small, painful increase or a guess? I'm moving back in with my parents at 35 kind of hike. The uncertainty is crushing. And buying a home, forget about it for a huge chunk of the population. It's a distant dream for many. Down payments are astronomical, and even if you could scrape one together, mortgage rates and property taxes can make it a suffocating burden. It's a heavy load to bear. Why is this happening? It's a perfect storm of suck. A combination of factors that have created a housing crisis of epic proportions. Section 7, the game is rigged. Peeking behind the economic curtain. It's not just stagnant wages and insane housing costs acting alone. These are just the tip of the iceberg. Oh no, it's a whole team effort, a coordinated play by various elements within the system. The broader economic system, the one that's supposed to create opportunity and prosperity, often feels like it's playing favorites. It's like a game where the rules are constantly changing. And guess what? You're probably not on the VIP list. The doors to opportunity are often closed to the many. There are systemic forces at play, policies and practices that have tilted the playing field so steeply. It's more like a financial ski jump, and most of us don't have skis. We're left to climb uphill without the necessary tools. For decades, we've seen policies that often prioritize corporate profits and shareholder returns over worker well-being and community investment. This has led to a growing divide. Tax cuts that disproportionately benefit the wealthy, creating an even wider gap. Deregulation that can lead to predatory practices, making it harder for the average person to get ahead, and a weakening of the social safety net. It all adds up. The support systems that should help us are crumbling. It creates an environment where wealth concentrates at the very top, while everyone else fights for the scraps. The disparity is glaring. It's like a pizza party where one guy gets 90% of the pizza, and everyone else has to share the remaining slice. The unfairness is palpable. Then there's the ever-increasing cost of essentials that are, in many other developed countries, handled much differently. Essentials that should be accessible to all. Section 8. Future shock. What if we just don't fix this? Okay, so things are tough, we get it, but what happens if we just shrug our shoulders and say, well, that's just the way it is? What does the future look like if these trends of stagnant wages, skyrocketing costs, and a rigged system continue unchecked? Spoiler alert, it's not a utopian paradise with flying cars and universal basic income, unless we actually fight for the latter, but that's another episode. It's bleaker. Imagine a society with even greater inequality. The gap between the haves and have-nots widens into a chasm. Social mobility, that becomes a quaint historical concept like phone booths or affordable concert tickets. If you're born into a struggling family, your chances of climbing the economic ladder become vanishingly small. This isn't just bad for individuals, it's bad for the economy as a whole. When a huge chunk of your population can't afford to buy things, demand shrinks, innovation stalls, and growth stagnates.